Hey guys, and welcome to a video covering the 2021 Runescape Halloween event. Whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. This year's Halloween event is similar to last year's event, but there are two new mini-quests and two new activities. In this video, I'll be focusing on the new mini-quests, but if you have yet to do those, check my 2020 guide linked below, as it has all of those mini-quests in that video. Now, each of these mini-quests you can complete will unlock a certain activity around Draenor Manor, allowing you to farm spooky tokens constantly. These tokens can be used for the reward shop, and every single day you can claim free rewards from death as well. Now, if you've done last year's mini quests, you can go ahead and claim a reward straight away, being the Silver Scythe. If you're looking for a good, easy, and AFK way to obtain spooky tokens, go ahead and do the Pestilence mini quest, the Werewolf, and then simply AFK gather these vegetables. The NPCs will shout a particular vegetable, which will speed up the gathering rates for that vegetable for a short amount of time, but if you're AFK you can just ignore that. Just be sure to gather around the same amount of each every single hour, instead of having a ton of each, because you won't be able to actually put them in the cauldron otherwise. Every 3 hours, there's this event known as Spooky Hour, which can increase your experience up to 12% if you have completed every single mini quest. Now let's go over the 2021 Halloween mini quests, and if you complete both of these, you'll gain 1000 spooky tokens. Start off both mini quests by talking to Luna, and then go through the entirety of the conversation. After talking to Luna, we're going to go ahead and start Greg's mini quest first. So go ahead and move to the southwest corner of the Draenor Manor and talk to Greg. After talking to Greg, head back to Luna and talk to her. After talking to Luna, she'll give you some kind of compass which you're going to be using to find some kind of weapon, which has two parts. You can find the weapon by keeping an eye on where the red orb hovers to and simply walk around while spam clicking it, and that's how you'll find the two weapon parts. I'm fairly certain that these weapon parts are in the exact same location for everyone, so I'm going to show you where I found them with map locations on screen. I found my first piece of the weapon in the northeastern corner near some kind of bush. I found my second piece next to a bush as well in the northwestern corner. After finding both pieces of the weapon, go back to Greg and he will combine and create the weapon for you. After finishing the conversation, you're going to have to kill 20 skeletons by using the buttons 1 and 2 on your keyboard to leap and to use Hurricane. After you've done that, go back to Greg and talk to him. Once you finish the conversation, you will have activated the sword using your own blood, and this time you'll have to kill 50 skeletons instead. But you will also have access to 2 additional abilities used with buttons 3 and 4 on your keyboard. After doing this, go back to Greg and talk to him to get the sword as a cosmetic override and to get 500 spooky tokens. Next up is Ed's mini quest, so go ahead and talk to Ed in the northeastern corner of the Draenor Manor. After finishing the conversation, go ahead and talk to Greg in the southwestern corner. After talking to Greg, you're going to have to obtain 6 shrimp by fishing them. You can do this to the south at Draenor. After you have 6 shrimp, head back to Greg, talk to him, and he will give you the fishing bait for the sea monster. Since you have the bait, you can go back to Ed and give him the bait. Whenever you're ready, which you probably are, you can choose the option to fight the sea monster. Now, the only thing you need to keep in mind here is that you do not use any mobility abilities like Surge or Bladed Dive, because you will get kicked out. I think the minigame itself, or part of the quest, is really straightforward. Shoot the correct cannon when you see a tentacle come up in one of the 3 different paths. After you've killed the sea monster, talk to Ed, and once you've done that, go ahead and talk to Luna to get your additional 500 spooky tokens as a reward. And that's about it for the Halloween event this year. Now, if you were online around release hour or hour and a half, you would have noticed that this event was completely broken, because it was. And that was kind of funny because, well, the NPCs didn't show up. When you clicked on some kind of activity, death would show up in the hundreds. The other NPCs would still be missing. The skeletons were vibing in big clusters because they weren't getting killed and therefore not despawning. It's surprising that that came through QA into the live game at all, but you know, mistakes do happen and it was some kind of oversight. Although, I'd say it's a pretty big one because the entire event was absolutely screwed. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.